Main story, obviously, as has been from Saturday, why Kenya keeps losing top jobs race. And there they've kind of profiled highlights
Our
of
losing streak.
They've highlighted the losing streak. they've highlighed 2025
Kenya
for that.
na Manu.
Same was up.
Let me leave you all to your Manu, to the Manu fans to come in, to come and even that out.
They'll deal with him.
They'll deal with it. Yeah, but it kind of highlights just a list of losing streaks. 2025 for the African Union Commission chairperson, which is Raila Odinga, which we talked about over the weekend and yesterday. 2024 headquarters of Loss and Damage Hub. 2023 Secretary General of the International Maritime Organization, Nancy Karigitu. 2023 again headquarters of the African Continental Free Trade Area. 2022, President of the International Fund for Agriculture Development, Rachel Omamo, who's also pictured there on the front page. 2020, World Trade Organization Director General Amina Mohammed. And 2017, again, Amina Mohammed, African Union Commission Chairperson. So that...
I'd forgotten we'd fronted her for two things.
We did. And, page 4 and 5 is where you'll find a little bit more information on this. But there's something interesting that Ms. Nanjira Sambuli, a Kenyan scholar on tech policy and international affairs, said when she was being asked about this. She says, charity begins at home. Kenya's foreign policy comes across as separate from domestic policy, yet it is an extension of the latter. This is what we also talked about yesterday. When we talk about reading a room, some folks may not agree, but at the end of the day, one thing sometimes spills into another. And she goes on to say, this is especially evident in how Kenyans themselves have in recent times, arguably amplified through social media and interactions with each other, shown their interest in shaping the foreign policy positions taken and articulated, from Pan-Africanism to Palestine and others. So this story, again, needs a bit more interrogation because on one hand, it's actually quite emotive. People are really back to taking a stand on who should have won, why they didn't, blame games and all. But there's need to completely interrogate internally why it is that we're on this losing streak. What does it say? What does it say about how we are perceived? What does it say about how we're handling our national affairs and whether that again spills over to how people will perceive how you then handle Pan-African affairs? There is a correlation no matter how people want to downplay it. So it's a very interesting read there. And so that's just a quick look at The Nation. Very interesting today. But there are other papers to look at. Business Daily, Taifa Leo.
Yeah, we're going to look at Taifa Leo.
Yes, let's start with the Taifa Leo.